Hello everyone, my name is Gabby, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review, this time reviewing episode 100. As the fights continue, Kale is having difficulty accessing the form she obtained during her training. As Caulifla tries to encourage her, she also goes off to fight Goku, demanding he teach her how to go Super Saiyan Blue. While Goku explains Caulifla isn't really ready for Blue yet, he does manage to get her to Super Saiyan 2. And as they fight, really enjoying themselves, Kale's jealousy and hatred over being a burden once again triggers her to transform, consumed with rage against Goku for stealing Caulifla's attention. The transformed Kale puts up a very good fight against Goku, but has trouble controlling her power. As she starts to go berserk, attacking everyone in the vicinity, whether they be friend or foe, Jiren from Universe 11 steps in and quickly defeats her, and this has put Jiren right in front of Goku's vicinity, who immediately wants to fight him. So, what did I like about this episode? I've got to say, I've really been enjoying Caulifla as a character. Some people have been going on about how, she's a Mary Sue and she's getting these forms really quickly and blah 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 blah, but I'm like, I am really enjoying Caulifla. I feel like Caulifla is kind of sort of what they wanted to do with Kaba back during the Universe 6 tournament, except done so much better. In that she's kind of this new Saiyan on the block who's sort of looking at everyone from Universe 7, looking at Goku and Vegeta and just how strong they are and all the forms they have and be like, hey, I'm kind of new at this, but how do you do all this? I want to get stronger as well because I like fighting and I like getting stronger, so can I do all of this stuff? If I am Saiyan, can I do all of this stuff? And I think the reason as to why I like her more than Kaba is because she has a very strong personality. She's not just kind of being sort of timidly oh, please, Master Vegeta, if you would, teach me how to get stronger. No, she's kind of going up to Goku and pretty much just demanding hey, teach me how to go blue. And then if I do that, then I'll go blue and then I'll beat your ass, okay? And it's just really entertaining to watch. The fact that we have a Saiyan girl and a Super Saiyan girl is actually kind of almost practically revolutionary by Dragon Ball standards, and honestly, I think that they've been doing Caulifla really well. All they really need to do was treat her like another Saiyan, and that's exactly what they've been doing. She's been fighting, she's been trying to get stronger, sometimes she's failed in other things, sometimes she hasn't gotten things immediately, but Goku's sort of finding her really curious, so Goku kind of wants to see her get stronger. And I want to see her get stronger. Her and Goku seem to have so much fun fighting each other, and it's I like seeing this relationship between two actual Saiyans who both want to fight and both want to get stronger, and neither of them have some kind of really sort of psychological grudge against the other that makes this whole relationship feel kind of unhealthy. They just want to fight, they just want to get stronger, and it's this is the kind of the little interaction between two Saiyans meeting each other that I kind of wanted to see, and it's really fun, and I kind of want to see more of it. So what I didn't like about this episode, well, once again, Kale transformed, and once again, when Kale transformed and started going on a rampage, they used that opportunity to have as many sort of visual and kind of very obvious sort of dialogue throwbacks to Broly as they could. I swear there were more references to Broly in this episode than there were in the last time Kale transformed, and last time I thought it was really blatant. How does that even happen? I'm sure someone at Toei thought that they were being very clever by having Kale just scream Son Goku instead of Kakarot, thinking that if it wasn't exactly like Broly then it wouldn't be very obvious, but no, it's really obvious what Kale is supposed to be a reference to. And keep in mind, my issue with this isn't inherently that, there are references, or these are basically, fan service moments to Broly, because, even if I don't like Broly, I am accepting that, if I get my fan service moments, then everyone else is allowed to get their fan service moments. I can get Gohan fighting again, and in return I'm going to have to accept that other people are allowed to have their Broly references. I am okay with that. The issue I have with all these references is that once again it feels like it's kind of actively harming Kale as a character. The fact is, Broly does not exist in the main series. Kale cannot really fall back on Broly because if you just say read the manga or watch the anime, the anime on TV, no, Broly does not exist there. You don't necessarily have that expectation that you know what Broly is, and all these references are basically going to fly completely over somebody's head. How is Kale supposed to stand on her own 2 feet as a character in Dragon Ball Super when she's only being used as a reference to a character who technically does not exist in Super's version of canon? And I'm sure people would say that that's not such a big deal because Kale was never really such an important character anyway. She was only just there to be a reference to Broly and nothing else. But the thing is, I don't really think that's the case. They've actually been doing a lot with Kale. They've tried to give Kale her own personality traits and relationships to some of the other side characters characters, and like kind of a sort of character arc about her seemingly trying to get kind of confidence, and that sort of somehow relating to her not kind of being able to go to berserk next time she uses her power. Basically, it kind of feels like there's sort of two camps of writing when it comes to Kale. Like, there are people who want Kale to be like a legitimate character with her own sort of like mini character arc that sort of go through development and has relationships and whatnot. And then there are other people who don't really care about any of that and just want Kale to transform and go berserk so that way they can make lots and lots of visual references to Broly and pretty much only that and not explore her character at all. It's like there are two camps there, and this episode definitely felt like the episode where those camps were really, really conflicting with each other, because I wasn't sure whether I should be taking Kale's character development seriously or just seeing her as a mindless fan service character. So as for next episode, well, it seems like Goku wants to fight Jiren, but as we've seen in this tournament, I don't think it's going to necessarily be that easy for him, because it looks like a whole bunch of the Pride Troopers are going to go and try and attack Universe 7 all at once. And it also looks like 17 and 18 are going to step in to help. I am glad that the Pride Troopers are stepping in so far, because they've been kind of hyped up to be sort of like the final antagonist, or like the biggest antagonist in this tournament in the first place. So it kind of feels like playtime is over. Like, we've had enough of just like dealing with like random fodder guys. Now we're going to start dealing with the guys who really matter. We dealt with Kale, and now we're going to deal with at least some of the Pride Troopers. So that was Dragon Ball Super episode 100. I mean, if I could have just managed to just like wipe my brain of everything to do with Broly, I think I actually would have enjoyed this episode. Unfortunately, the problem was there were just so many references, it just kind of felt like this sort of mindless fan service episode, and it was a mindless fan service episode for fan service for a character that I'm never really that fond of in the first place. And if people are kind of confused as to why such a seemingly minor element like just kind of random throwback is sort of tainting my opinion of the entire episode, it was just kind of because it was just so blatantly in your face. The amount of times that Kale just yells, Son Goku, Son Goku, Son Goku, it just kind of tired me out. I'm kind of just like, I get it, Toei. I feel like this joke, or at least this reference, has been done. I wish we could continue on. And at the very least, next week, it does look like it will continue on. Everything to do with Cauliflower and with Kale that wasn't a Broly reference, they were things that I enjoyed, but the Broly references were really, really overpowering, which is kind of a shame, but also, to be fair, I wasn't really expecting anything different. I'm just really hoping that Kale gets some character development next episode. If she's going to become something more than just a Broly clone, hopefully that's going to happen next week. That is going to be really fun. And actually, if Kale does get character development there, if she does become something more than a Broly clone, I would honestly be really, really down for it. It would be kind of a bait and switch in the right direction. It's like, oh, hey, you thought this character was just going to be a bunch of Broly references? Well, joke's on you, she's actually her own character. So hopefully that stuff will happen soon. The Saiyan Girls are fun. They don't seem like they're the biggest deal and the most important thing in this entire tournament, but the Saiyan Girls are fun, and I would at least like to have everything that they've been doing sort of like in all of the build up to the tournament. I would like to have all of that stuff actually kind of mean something and have some kind of conclusion in the end. A conclusion that isn't just pure fan service. So this is Gabby, signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye guys!